Hi, and welcome to Module 1.5 of Fundamentals of Effective Grant Writing. Today, we're going to be talking about creating a writing schedule. Okay, so one of the most important things to keep in mind when you are wanting to write a grant proposal is that you need to give yourself enough time. I estimate 4 months to prepare a proposal. Now, that might seem like a really long time, but keep in mind that we all have other responsibilities, not just writing a grant proposal. So we might have teaching responsibilities, service, clinic work, all kinds of different things that are going to take up our time at work. And then we also have responsibilities at home. So you need to have enough time to really work on the proposal and concentrate on the ideas. So as we've talked about in the past, you need to give yourself enough time to review the literature and also research using NIH Reporter what other funded projects are already out there, and because you wouldn't want to duplicate an already funded project. You also need time to research the programmatic relevance of your proposal. So we talked about that in Module 1.3. And then really important, one of the most important steps that I'll talk about in a minute is having colleagues and mentors serve as pre-submission review committee. And so having these other people involved is going to take time because, of course, they have other responsibilities as well. And so you'll need to allow time to give them time to give you feedback. But I just want to emphasize that having this pre-submission review by colleagues and mentors is one of the most important steps in getting your proposal funded. So don't skip that step. Okay, so a little bit about this pre-submission review committee. You may already have a mentor assigned to you based on various projects or grants that you're on. But what I suggest is choosing at least 3 colleagues or mentors to serve on your pre-submission review committee. They don't have to be from your institution. At least 2 of the members should have some expertise in your research area, and 1 member should be outside of your area of expertise. So the 2 members that have the expertise in your area are going to be able to provide you with feedback about the technical aspects of the proposal, your ideas, how well your ideas, how significant your ideas are to the field, and things like that. The outside member is going to help you with being able to word your proposal so that somebody that is outside of your expertise can understand it. So a lot of you are used to using technical jargon that's specific to your field. Your outside member is going to be able to tell you whether that jargon is understandable or not. Okay, so when you're considering people to ask to serve on this review committee, one thing that you need to ask yourself is, do you trust them to keep your ideas confidential? That's really important. Number 2, will they give you an honest, constructive criticism on your proposal? If it's somebody who is just going to say, it looks good, that's not really going to be helpful to you. And then you'll have to verify with them that they're going to have time to review your proposal. Now, they're not going to need to spend a lot of time reviewing your proposal because the grantspersonship aspects of the proposal are what you're learning in this course. So you don't really have to get feedback on them about your grantspersonship, but really what you want feedback on is the ideas. The clarity of the writing, the logic of the ideas that you're proposing. So they don't need to commit a huge amount of time, but they do need to have time to review your proposal. So somebody who is who verifies and assures you that they're going to have time. Okay, so creating time in your schedule. Now, this is probably the most challenging aspect of the whole process. Um, so one thing that you can do is uh, do an assessment of what your responsibilities are, what takes up your time in a given week, and ask yourself what responsibilities can you drop, postpone, or delegate during this period of time that you're preparing the proposal. So, for example, you may have teaching responsibilities. Maybe you can request that you teach one class instead of two in that particular semester. Then you'll want to create blocks of uninterrupted time to concentrate on the proposal. So this could be just 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, whatever works for you. Uninterrupted time is hard to come by nowadays, but I suggest silencing your phone, not even connecting or having notifications about emails coming in, and not giving yourself any temptations to be distracted. On that note, there are people that I know who have gone on writing retreats. This can be simply just renting a vacation home and going by yourself to write, so that you are in a truly uninterrupted. And that can be really beneficial, especially at the first part of the writing process, where you're really trying to come up with ideas. However, consistent small blocks of time tend to work best for most people, especially busy people like us. So, for example, you would have 1 hour a day allotted to preparing the proposal instead of 8 hours on a weekend. And the idea behind that is that you don't have as much ramp up time if you are working on the proposal consistently each day. You don't have to spend some time getting back into it, remembering what your ideas were, and kind of getting into the groove. All right, so I'm not going to go through all of these steps here, but you'll have a copy of these slides so you can see what the steps are. The overall idea here is that you don't write the proposal in the order that it appears eventually in when you submit the proposal. And some of the most important steps are the first steps, and that is getting feedback on your ideas. So we talked about that in a previous module, that you're going to ask a few of your colleagues to give you ideas, or to give you feedback on your ideas before you even start the writing process. And then you're going to incorporate that feedback and refine your ideas. And then you get to work in writing the sections of the proposal. And notice that the abstract and title, the project summary and titles come later in the process, when you have solidified your ideas. And then you're going to have time at the end. Make sure you give enough time at the end of the process to get feedback on the entire proposal from your colleagues and mentors, your pre-submission review committee. And then it's important to finalize the proposal in time to submit to the research office before the deadline. It's usually 3 days, but it can be as many as 5. So that's your steps. So in the next module, we're going to really get into the writing process. So writing the components of the proposal. So this ends module 1, and so we'll start next time with module 2, which is getting into writing the specific sections of the proposal.